Hey world travelers, welcome back to my channel if you're subscribed, and if you are new, welcome to the world of WIS. I'm WIS and I hope that you do stick around and subscribe to become a part of my world. Today we have a special guest.
Hey world travelers, I'm Bridget. I'm GetteSetter on YouTube.
Subscribe to her channel. I'll be sure to link it down in the description box. But if you are here, it's because you watched part 1 and here is part 2. Let's get straight into part 2. All right, so our first never have I ever detained a passenger in flight.
I have not.
I have not.
I don't want to do that.
No, me neither. I would hope it wouldn't
Never
ever
get to
escalate
that.
to that. And if it did, I would hope I have people to help me, like an air marshal, a cop, passengers.
Somebody.
Because that means you are acting erratically and you need to be controlled before you do something outlandish. Yeah, no, we don't want that. I've forgotten something a passenger has asked for.
I feel like this happens to every flight attendant.
Everyone.
And for me, the worst times are I'm in the hotel room and I'm like, oh my gosh, 12 Bravo asked for a code.
Yes.
It's too late now.
It's too late now. Or my thing is, I'll pass by this person and they'll look at me like they're waiting for something. And I'm like, why you keep looking at me? And it doesn't ring until like later on. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's what you asked for.
Well, at least you remembered on the flight. I don't remember one until I'm in the layover.
Yeah. And some passengers will ask us for stuff like during boarding. Like that's the worst time. Like, I don't know if you understand, but there's so much pressure for us to get that main cabin door closed. It is not the time to ask us for something because we're gonna forget. We have like a sequence of events to do.
Not even forget. If you think about it, you went to your seat, you're traveling upstream while people are trying to board, so you're stopping the boarding process when you're coming to ask for something. So the best thing for you to do is wait until boarding is finished, the boarding door is closed and all of that, because that's our busiest time. So yeah.
And we'll give you that water for that pill. Never have I ever left something at the hotel. Oh my gosh.
I have not.
Never?
I don't do that. I have a strict routine that I do in every hotel room that kind of is like a, was it full safe? Is that the word?
I wouldn't know because I leave stuff.
To make me not forget anything. I probably just jinx myself, so knock on wood.
Even on leisure travel?
Nope. I've never left anything.
Y'all know me over here. I do my walkthroughs and still manage to leave something, y'all. I'm gonna do better. It's because I keep snoozing that alarm to the very last second. I need to do better. You've never left like a charger plugged in the outlet?
Nope.
Oh, you good. Wow. Never have I ever missed or been late to hotel pickup.
I've been late. I have never missed, knock on wood. I've never missed a hotel pickup.
I have. And if you watch my vlog, you knew about that one time, y'all. And
heart palpitations.
Y'all, you will jump up out of that bed, pace back and forth, and try to get your life together. But it is scary because my phone went off. And you know, I'm in a deep sleep. They ask me where I'm at. What you mean where I'm at? Y'all, I jumped up so fast, said I'm coming. I told him to leave me, y'all.
I've definitely woken up late and literally jumped straight, standing up. And like you said, you're circling because your heart is racing so hard. It's like you don't even know where to start. It's like you're frazzled. Like, okay, I gotta get out of here, but what do I do? What do I do? Yeah.
Never have I ever forgotten work ID or badge. I didn't forget it, y'all. I lost it. It came off because this was mid-trip, so I had it the beginning, second day of my trip. The third day of my trip, I remember I was in Indianapolis. No badge. Couldn't find the badge. It's not fun. You gotta treat yourself like you're a regular passenger. I had to show my license, and it was just a lot of work. It was a lot of work. Don't lose your ID.
I've never left my ID, but I have left my work phone at home multiple times, and it's just a hassle. Don't do it. And every time I leave it, I know exactly where I left it.
Because you stare at it and you tell yourself, remember to pick it up.
Yeah.
And you still walk out without it.
Exactly. And I don't remember until I get to the airport.
It's too late. Do you guys do loaners?
Yeah, we do loaners.
Yeah. Never have I ever cut a passenger off from drinking in flight.
More times than I want to.
Same.
I don't know what it is. I've had it more in first class in specific routes, like JFK to Vegas. Like, I feel like you would expect to have to cut passengers off because 9 times out of the 10, they're going to party.
Yeah.
So they've probably already started the party prior to being on the plane, and then they want to continue it on the flight there.
Yeah.
But typically it's in first class because their fare includes alcohol.
Yep.
So I don't know what it is. They feel like they have to drink everything that's on the plane.
It's a free for all, yeah.
But no, it's like, we're going to slow this down. I'm sorry.
And that alcohol hits you so much harder in air.
Yeah, the altitude
does
has something
on the ground
with like the alcohol blood concentration. I don't know.
When it hits you up there. Yeah.
I've had like on flights where grown men, like big men, were drinking, throwing beers back, and then when we landed and they stood up, fell over because, like you said, when it hits you,
it hits you hard.
Yeah.
It's never fun having to tell grown people that you've been cut off.
Yeah, because not everyone takes it good.
No. And a lot of them have been drinking probably in the terminal or at home, and all of that mixed up. It's not a good concoction.
Yeah.
Never have I ever had police meet the flight.
Ooh.
You have?
Yeah.
I already told y'all in part 1 I have.
I had them meet the flight in my story time, the Paris story time.
Oh, yeah.
But there has been so many other times that we've had to have police meet the flight. But
and we don't like that.
No, because that's report.
We don't like filling out all the paperwork that comes with it. Act accordingly.
The best flight is a non-eventful flight.
Boom.
Even though you guys like story times, the best flight is a non-eventful flight.
Okay. Never have I ever left or lost something on the plane.
On the plane?
I just be forgetting, yeah. I've left my phone. Oh my gosh, I've actually left my badge on an aircraft. And when I got there, it was too late, but there was a customer service person at the gate. They called the gate agent that was pushing the jet bridge back. Thank God the flight attendants didn't close the door, but I knew exactly where it was. And they literally threw it overboard to the jet bridge, and she got it from me and brought it out. But yes, I remember, okay, so my lanyard was like the snap-offs. I don't know if you guys know the snap-offs and snap-ons. So when I was getting in my jump seat, I heard it snap off for whatever reason, and it was stuck in between the jump seat. Our jump seats, like, when you get up, they fold. Yeah, it folds. So I remember exactly where it was. So thank God my timing was like impeccable, or else my ID would have been wherever that flight was.
You guys, I lied. I just remembered that I was working some flight to Atlanta, and it was a wide body aircraft. So there's like little cubbies on these planes, like for you to store things. So I put my work phone in the cubby, and we had an aircraft swap, meaning that from the flight that we just completed, our next flight was on a new plane, so we had to change gates and everything. So as we're walking to the new gate, the lead flight attendant was like, everyone has their work phones. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to run back to the gate. The gate agent is gone. So I'm standing there waiting like, where's the gate agent? Where's the gate agent? Where's the gate agent? And I finally get someone to come and open the door for me. I run down, get my work phone, and that was it. But I've never done that again.
Yeah, it usually only takes once for like work material stuff.
Yeah.
Your nerves get to jump in, and then you're trying to ensure that you're on time to wherever else you have to go, because time management in the airline industry is critical.
Exactly. And then if you guys don't know that the things that we just named are accountable items that we are required to have to operate a flight. So it doesn't matter if I'm late. It does matter. But in this sense, it doesn't matter because I still need it to work the flight. Like, I can't go and work,
now
leave it and work
illegal.
the flight. Yeah.
Because if you get line check, you know, someone checking to see if you are fit to operate your flights, the first thing they do is check your, well, for me, check your required items. If you're missing something, that's a no-go. You are not fit to fly.
Exactly. Yeah. And if it's the FAA, you can get fined.
Ooh, baby, hefty.
And that's money? You getting fined.
You got money?
Not because
not the airline. The airline ain't. The FAA ain't charging the airline. The FAA is personally charging you.
Yeah, no. I don't have $10,000 laying around to get the FAA. Because I don't have $10,000 laying around to get myself. Okay?
Never have I ever not gotten or been cleared for a flight.
It's not fun.
It's unpleasant.
You guys think that being a flight attendant and being in the airline industry, while it is a nice job, that flight benefits are so cool, it's standby travel, so nothing is guaranteed. You could be on the plane, sitting in your seat like, oh my gosh, yes, I got cleared, I'm so happy. And they come and snatch that seat right away from you.
Quick. I've had it happen.
The revenue passengers here.
It's embarrassing.
Need you to collect your things.
You don't. You hold your breath until you're in the air.
Literally.
Because anything can happen on that ground. Even if you push back from the gate, they will taxi right back into that gate. It's not a good feeling.
It's not fun.
It's not pleasant.
And imagine you trying to get cleared and it's go home day. It's the last flight of the night and you don't get on the flight. Like, that feeling is horrible.
It's unsettling. I'm sorry, but my stomach gets to turning when I don't make a flight.
I get stressed out.
I get stressed out and my stomach is doing backflips.
I'm like, I can't talk to nobody. I'm stuck. I'm refreshing the page over and over and
I'm just
over
making sure
over.
like one seat pop up.
Exactly.
And it's usually when you're like the next one
person in line.
You're the next one in line and you may make it.
You guys, it's bad, but like, I'm like, please don't show up. Please don't show up. Please don't show up. Please don't show up. I just want to get home.
Because that's what we got to depend on. We got to depend on empty seats or not showing up. So as crazy as it sounds, that's the life we chose. This is what we signed up for.
Exactly.
All right. Never have I ever slept in the airport. Ooh, child.
It's another thing that comes with this job. Fun fact, a lot of flight attendants do not live in the states that they are based in. Both of us.
Yeah, neither one of us.
Do not live in the state we're based in. We're based in New York. We both don't live in New York.
Right.
So that means you commute. And sometimes your trip gets in so late and your commuting flight leaves so early that it doesn't even make sense to get a hotel or go to, if you have a crash pad or whatever your setup is.
Right.
So you're in the airport, or you really have no choice but to sit in the airport.
Right.
It's not fun, but it's something that is a part of the job.
Oh, even when there's no passengers there, those announcements are still going off,
yes,
y'all.
Loud.
Loud.
And those airport chairs are not comfortable.
They're so hard, and the terminal is even colder at night.
Now, sometimes there's an airline lounge or something like that, but that's not the case all the time.
Yeah,
sometimes you're non-revving too, and you got to sleep in the airport.
Or sometimes your flight, I don't know if anyone's experienced this, but your flight has been delayed until the next morning. You just spend the night in the airport. That's happened to me traveling. It was weather, couldn't land in a specific airport. Flight was supposed to leave like 9, 10 o'clock that evening. They had scheduled it for, I want to say 6, 7 o'clock the next morning. Doesn't make sense to get a hotel. You just spend the night in the airport.
And what's even worse is I've worked a flight where, like you said, the flight got delayed and it was an international trip that pre-clears in that country. So when they get to the U.S., they don't have to clear customs and immigration. So they were basically held captive in the airport until that flight took off because they had already cleared customs and the customs officers were gone for the night. So you couldn't leave. You had no choice but to stay in the airport.
Can you imagine? Never have I ever worked a ferry flight. Do you want to tell them what a ferry flight is?
Oh, yeah. So you guys, a ferry flight, but I have
to,
is basically a flight that has no passengers. So it's just the flight deck crew and the flight attendants. Sometimes they let non-revs on, but typically there's no passengers on the plane. Those are the best flights to work.
Yeah, they don't come up on the board. It's a secret flight, you know. It just doesn't exist, and most times it's to reposition
the aircraft.
And I've had it where I was the first flight leaving out that day, and we were so delayed that our delayed time was actually after a next flight. So all the passengers that were on my flight rebooked themselves on that next flight because we were taking off so late, and we ended up with 0 passengers, and we just ended up having to ferry the flight, you know, reposition it, because aircrafts have to be in certain cities at certain times. It's just in the operation flow of traffic.
That's the same instance for me. I was sitting airport standby, and they called me like, hey, you're gonna work a flight out of Newark to Minneapolis, and I'm sitting in JFK. So I was like
what?
How am I getting to New Jersey exactly? Like, oh, we'll get you there. But they didn't tell us it was a ferry flight. All we knew is that the flight was supposed to take off at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was like 7 p.m. And they were like, yeah, this flight has been delayed because of a mechanical issue, but it's fixed now and it needs to take off. When we got to the gate, they were like, oh, it's ferrying. There's no passengers. And we were like, okay. I'll take it.
Party over here. All right, guys, so this is our last question. This went by really fast, but never have I ever been drug tested.
If you guys don't know, this is something that the airline does to all their employees. You randomly get drug tested.
0 tolerance for drugs.
Yeah.
And you can't breathe a certain percentage.
Yeah, there's like the alcohol, and then there's the urine test
sample
too.
As well. Yeah.
So one time, and it's always on your go home day.
It's always on go home day. You made plans,
which you're not supposed to do.
Because when you make plans, something happens. And you open up the door, and there's management. Hi, what have you guys?
So-and-so.
Yeah, you're on my list to get randomed.
Yeah, so my time, obviously I'm trying to commute home on the last flight of the night. And prior to this, all the drug tests that I had were the urine tests. So I'm like chugging water, like, okay, I need to be ready to use the bathroom. I get down there, she's like, oh, it's just a breathalyzer. And I was like, you couldn't tell me this. I literally threw back this whole big, what is that, a liter of water. So yeah, we all get them.
Yeah. And you just be good, y'all.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Do what you're supposed to do. Because you think you're going to get away with it, you will not. Be good to yourself. This job is
not worth losing.
No, yeah, it's not worth losing. Like, you want to keep this job and the benefits that come with it. So don't do nothing that's going to jeopardize you and your character. But I did want to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Once again, we did film a part 1 on Bridgette's page, GetteSetter. I'll link everything in the description box down below.
And comment down below if you guys want to see more videos with us.
Oh yeah, let us know. Do you like the chemistry? Yeah, we got braids.
Yeah, it's a connection.
It's a connection. It's a connection.
It was meant to be.
So let us know if you want more content from us. Be sure to subscribe to not only her page, but to my page as well.
And get her to 500 subscribers.
Y'all get me up there. Get me up there.
We're both so close.
You're here. Subscribe.
Yes. What are you doing?
All right. You're going to go over there. Subscribe. Okay?
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, world. Bye.
Bye, world. Bye.